What's up, guys? Woody here, back with another budget deck. Our third one we're getting into it now. So we've been officially we've been playing Magic now for like 4 weeks because I started these my second week in, and I'm really enjoying doing these decks. I kind of over the course of the week I chip away at different decks with different ideas and try to make them as budget as possible, but as competitive as they can be as possible. And today we're looking at some Azorius Flyers. Azorius Flyers is something I only dabbled with at the beginning of this week anyway, with a more optimized list. And then this was very much taken from the optimized list I had and dimmed down or dumbed down in terms of the value. So the ruling here is we only use a maximum of 4 rares in these lists. So they're super, super cheap. You can get them with common and uncommon wildcards, which you can earn pretty quick in this game. Like you pretty much get I think you get a common wildcard pretty much every pack, and you get an uncommon wildcard quite regularly as well. But yeah, so these decks shouldn't be too hard, and I don't ever use any of the dual lands in these either, so they come in the upgrade. But so the way these videos work, guys, if it's the first time you're finding them, we go through the deck, then we'll go into some gameplay, and then we'll come back and we'll look at some upgrades, how I would upgrade the deck, how I would slightly tweak the deck, depending on what kind of build you want to go into, or depending on what card you have and how you could change things around. So yeah, these are always set up for best of ones. We're not doing best of threes yet, but the idea being that these are for new players. I know new players might want to play best of 3, but we're not going to start confusing new players or jumping in with sideboards. It's just a case of, look, get in there, play this game, learn the mechanics of this amazing card game that I'm falling in love with more and more as I play it. And yeah, so anyway, let's jump into the deck. Enough of me waffling on. Just a little note as well. There are timestamps are in the description below. So if you want to jump straight to some gameplay, or want to jump straight to the upgrades, just in case you've already got this deck and you're like, oh, how do I upgrade it? What does Woody think about upgrading it? Then by all means do so. Also, this deck is up on Aetherhub and it is over on the TRS website. So if you want to hit any of those links in the description below, head over to Aetherhub and you can check the deck out there with a bit more detail on upgrades and deck strength, deck weaknesses, and all that jazz. So Azorius Flyers, guys, the idea is pretty simple. We're looking at getting lots of flying units on the board and quite literally play over the top of our opponent. I don't mean that in terms of we're putting big fatty creatures on the board. We're just literally flying over the top and doing damage. The key card you want here is absolutely no doubt Empyrean Eagle. Empyrean Eagle is a 3-drop flying creature that gives all other creatures flying. Other creatures you control with flying have 1/1. So it's you can see why it's in the deck. Okay, it's as simple as that. It all of a sudden makes stuff like Transcendent Envoys now a 2/3, and even your Healing Hawk is a 2/2 lifelink. And then this guy here, this is the second staple. 2 staples. This guy's obviously an uncommon. Then Archeon of Sun's Grace. This can get nuts. This thing can be absolutely bonkers. Archeon of Sun's Grace is a flying creature with lifelink on its own already. And then every time you play an enchantment, you poop out or you create a 2/2 Pegasus. Now you might think, well, we're only running 2 enchantments. No. Because yes, Sentinel Eyes is an enchantment. We can escape and keep playing it. Every time we play it, we poop out another 2/2. Transcendent Envoy is an enchantment creature. Daxos is a legendary enchantment creature. And then we have another enchantment here, and we have an enchantment here as well. So we have quite a lot of procs going on this guy. And if we have Empyrean Eagle out, every Pegasus that is coming out at a 3/3. So this can get out of hand very, very quickly. And dealing with flying creatures can be a little bit of a bummer anyway. But these are the 2 cards. If you got other cards you want to plug around or swap around with, or you're like, oh, I haven't quite got that, I can throw another flying creature in there. That's fine. But if you have the wild cards spare, the rares or the uncommons, and you want to build into this deck, these are the 2 staple cards, the Archeon of Sun's Grace and your Empyrean Eagle. But anyway, jump through the deck, we've got 4 Healer Hawks. They're 1-drops, they're nice, they have lifelink, simple as that. Spectral Sailor, this card is great, you can play it on your opponent's turn, you can throw it down as a chump blocker if you need to, flash it out. Also, if it stays on the board and you've got the mana, you can you can spend 4 to draw a card. Drawing cards is never bad. Sentinel Eyes. This is one of, honestly, I'm going to say this is one of the best enchantments to come out in Ferris, in my opinion. This guy's nuts. 1-drop. Creatures have, so it gets 1/1 and Vigilance. If this guy's already on the board and you throw on something like Archeon of Sun's Grace, all of a sudden Archeon of Sun's Grace is up to a a 4/5 off Empyrean Eagle. Then it's up to a 5/6 Vigilance Lifelink by having Imperial Eyes on this. And when you play this, it poops out a 2/2. You can start seeing how this deck starts to work, all right? Transcendent Envoy, it just makes our aura spells cost 1 less. This is an aura, it can't cost 1 less because this is one planes. Obviously, where it says 1 less, it means 1 neutral mana. So it makes stuff like Conclave Tribunal only be a free mana card. It's pretty good. It also makes stuff like, I think that's it actually. I think that is it. The other reason it's in there, it's a flyer. So it's as simple as that. We don't get tons of value off this. You could swap it out if you wanted, but the only card we actually get anything reduction on. Saying that, we don't even get reduction on this because it's not an aura card. So actually, this card is just in there purely because I'll tell you what's in there. It's in there because it was in there from the optimized build. I didn't take it out. It's a flyer. You could, if you haven't got it, you could swap it out for something. But it is just a common. It's nothing wrong with throwing it in there. Daxus is in there because the whole ability, when you play a card, you gain 1 life, and simple as that. Also, it's an enchantment creature, pops Archeon, and it can end up building up your devotion up quite high, meaning he can be a good blocker on the ground. Sagarine Insight is a pretty good enchantment in this deck. It gives a creature 1/1 and lifelink. We always like lifelink. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It's simple as that. We're drawing cards, okay? You start seeing a habit in a minute because there's a few cards that allow us to draw cards. So drawing cards every time it attacks, or it deals combat damage anyway. With flyers on the board, there's a chance we can deal combat damage quite easily. Throw this to a flyer, and we're pretty much drawing a card each turn, and we've got lifelink. We already spoke about Empyrean Eagle, giving everything 1/1 that is flying. Perfect. We already spoke about Archeon of Sun's Grace. Again, a 4-drop card that is just like this card. This card comes down on curve. By turn 6, you can be swinging with this guy and like 2 or 3 Pegasus that are already buffed if Empyrean Eagle's out as well. It can be crazy. Elite Guild Mage. Flying. When Elite Guild Mage enters the battlefield, gain 3 life and draw a card. Again, we're drawing a card. We're trying to keep ourselves drawing cards. We're never trying to just blow out our hand. We're looking at always trying to have stuff in hand, having options available. It's a pretty cheap mana curve, so if we can get like 5-6 land out, we can normally be playing 1, sometimes 2 creatures per turn. Conclave Tribunal, this is our removal, basically. We don't have straight up spot removal. This is our control elements, okay? We're running 3 of them. You could, if you wanted to, drop this out and you could run Banishing Light if you wanted to, if you didn't run all of these guys. But Convoke basically means you can tap creatures to pay for the ability. And when it enters, you basically take a creature from their side and it gets exiled underneath this until Conclave Tribunal is removed from the game. And the final cards we're looking at is one of the dual cards from the Ravnica set. And Depose, it allows you to tap a target creature and draw a card. It's a bit more control. It gives you a little bit, if they end up playing something big and you need to see the turn out, you can always tap the creature on their turn. You get to draw a card of it. Or you create 2 1/1 colorless Fropper artifact token creatures with flying, then gain 1 life for each creature you control. Obviously, if you've got a few Pegasus pooped out and then you end up playing your deploy, another 2 of these, if the Empyrean Eagle's on the board, the Floppers actually come out at 2/2. And you can end up gaining like 5, 6. I've had 8 life back off this guy once. So it's nice, especially more in the aggro matchup. Popping the deploy out, it can sometimes give you that little bit of life that then gets you past the mid game and the win. But yeah, then we're running 23 lands. It's a cheap mana curve. You can see we don't really have anything over 4 land, so it's pretty cheap. We're running more whites or more plains and islands because, as you can see from the deck, there's more white than there is blue, and that's simply it, guys. You get your flyers down, you buff them up with Empyrean Eagle, and you swing that face. Simple as that. So yeah, let's jump over some gameplay, and we'll see the deck in action. Okay, we got a matchup. Bloated Toad. What a name! What a name! That is it's a great name. This is actually pretty good. Yeah, we can make this work. We're going first as well. We could do with some more land, naturally, of course. Well, who can do with more land? We can flash this guy in. We can drop this. We can play this on top, which is nice because it will then allow us to draw cards. So flash this in now. Yep. We play this and then we put this on top, and this will allow us to create. This will allow us to get lifelink and draw cards, which is really big. This is great, but we need land. We need land now to be able to play this next turn and give this free. It's kind of to be expected, right? It's to be expected. And yeah, that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted, people. Nice. Another land next turn will be great because then we can play Archean on curve, and playing that card on curve is super tasty. Wow, this guy's just gone like, do you know what? I'm going to throw absolutely everything I have at you. Deal with that. Yeah, we can start getting some card draw going next turn with this guy. Do you know what? Gets +2/+2 to the end of the turn, so we'll make it... I'm not going to block. We've got plenty of life right now. Yep, I'm fine. If you want to throw something else on him as well, you make him 5. That's fine by me. That is absolutely fine by me. So we're going to give this lifelink here. These guys now both have lifelink. Yep. All attack. Bang. We get the life back. Thank you. We draw a card off the top. And we are going to throw that out as well. It's an enchantment, so it poops out another 3/3 Pegasus. Putting them on the clock. Putting them on a clock of saying, do something this turn, buddy. Or you did, boy. You did. Yep. Scorch Spitter can do what he wants, but we straight up block that guy, right? Yeah, that's fine. You spam him all you want, mate. We block this dude here. We block a Scorch Spitter here. And we block this Scorch Spitter here. Look. Easy enough, people. Easy enough. Good game, champ. Good game. There we go. Cool. So yeah, that's exactly what this deck's trying to do. Yeah, where it's so cheap, it actually does pretty well against aggro because you can get some decent life get. Like turn 4, we were swinging for 3 lifelink and drawing a card off the lifelink. It's that's pretty solid. That's not pretty solid. That's very solid. So yeah, that was cool. Let's jump into another game. Okay, Slumbat. Cool, let's see how we fought. Okay, so we have a mono white opening. Opponent's going first. It doesn't mean we get to play Daxus on curve. It doesn't mean we necessarily get to play Empyrean Eagle on curve, which might be irritating, but the fact that we have this, we've got some control, we've got our buff and all that, we're going to take a risk. We're going to say, do you know what, we're going to pull a blue land at some point. I have a feeling. I have a feeling. I know it's not I have a feeling, I know it's I've got a feeling, but you know, I'm just trying to keep you, entertaining you lovely people. It's what I do. It's what I do. It's not what I do. Okay, so we can conclave this dude. Ping. We still haven't got thingy, so it's got Death Touch, which is really annoying. Yeah, we first got down now. You can play this next turn. Yeah. No blocks. You're fine. You can be your 5 damage dudes. Dudes and dudettes. That's what we wanted. That is what we wanted. Question is, what do we go with now? I think we actually go with this, to be honest. Yeah, we're going to steal him. We're going to steal him. And take this dude here. Yeah, we're going to play this guy next. Then hopefully get an Archean out soon. And we can start pooping out our Pegasus. Like I said, pooping Pegasus, guys. That is the secret name of the deck. Okay, we're starting to get a land now, which is always tasty. Put this down. We get some lifelink of this dude now. Even more lifelink of this dude. We get gain life there. What we do is we're flashing a Spectral Sailor to block the Vampire. Kill that off when we get a chance. Yep. Yep. That's fine. That's all fine, my friend. That's all fine. Go on, swing your Vampire. Yeah, that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. Ooh, ooh. Pop this down. Draw a card off this, which is always nice. Pop, ping, swing, ding. We can flash Spectral Sailor in to drop block this guy next turn. Swing and swing. Yep, that's nice. This guy's always a blocker over here, and we've got a chump blocker over here. So, ticking away at it slowly but surely. We do want to find an Archeon soon, though. Oh, this is nice. Lifelink and trample. Yeah, that's nice. So where they're equipping that onto this dude here, I'd assume. Yeah. That's pretty tasty. Blocking with this guy now is not going to do much. He's still going to get the 5 damage through and the lifelink. Is there even any point? I don't think there's any point blocking, to be honest. Right now. No, I think we just take the 7. Take the licks to the face. And hopefully pull a Conclave Tribunal. That would be amazing. Throw this in now. And flash it in. Oh, that's annoying. Well, it is annoying and it isn't annoying. I'm going to get some nice lifelink here. So doing quite a lot of damage to us each turn. So we swing 1. 2, 3. So we 3, 6. 10, 13, 8 damage back to us. We're getting lifelink 3. I think we swing with all of them, to be honest. Yeah. We've got so many cards that we would really like to find right now, like a Conclave Tribunal, or I can't remember his name now, the enchantment that gives us lifelink and draws a card every time you do face damage. Either of those would be amazing right now, to be honest. I'm going to go back up to 20. I mean, you have to imagine they're probably running Banishing Light in this deck. That would be my assumption. Well, I was saying that. Do they want? I mean, unless they want a devotion, possibly not. Is there any benefit to running Banishing Light in this deck? Maybe not. Okay, that's pretty good. It's not great. It's pretty good. We pop this on here to get the additional lifelink. It would be really nice if we had the extra pop. We can pop this guy here. Just draw a card. There we go. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted. All attack. Oh, no. Cancel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. All of you guys attack for me, please. There we go. We put them on a clock, but I think next turn, despite this guy coming through for 9, I think we might be alright. I think we block this guy this turn anyway. I think we just go, you know what? We're fine. We're going to block you, mate. You're going to get the 1 damage over the top. You get lifelink off, but we've got a pretty tasty hand right now, or a deck right now. Oh my god. That's painful right there. Luckily, we have this play here to actually start kicking off with straight away. So we can drop this down. We can drop this straight onto it. We're going to get rid of 1, 2, submit. Oh, what do they have in their hand? I wonder, what do they have in their hand? What is... They can't have a counter spell, can they? Oh, they got this dude. That's fine. I can fly over the top of you, buddy. Ooh. Okay. Cat soldiers. We can get rid of you. That's really not what we wanted, to be honest. These have lifelink, right? Oh no, get token. This has lifelink. Yeah. That's cool. We can block this guy with both of these. Okay. Question is, who do we block? I think we block both of these on this dude. Depends what this is in hand. Is it a bump? Do they have a way of boosting these guys up? That is the question. Sorry. Dinner is sat on my stomach. Okay. Is that what I'm swinging with? Are they swinging with anything? That's really annoying. I mean, we play it to draw a card. We play this to get the card draw on him. Pulsate, we can, yeah, that's good. We can play this now, and we get some tokens to pop out. Poppity poppity pop 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 on the tokens. We're gonna all attack. Thank you. And this is where we're kind of hoping now that they draw into something like. Okay, this is fine because we block with this. And this. They may have a bump in, they may have something to boost it in hand. I hope they don't, because I don't want this to die, but we'll soon find out if they do. We have 6 damage on the board here anyway. We've got the lifelink come through. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's what we wanted. The reason we didn't sacrifice this, if we don't get the draw we want, we can pop a card off with this. So we can draw a card with this. Need be like that. We didn't get the card we wanted, so we're going to pop a draw. See if we can get something we want. That'll do, because we can play this down. We can throw this back out. We can get another little tokens out. 4, 8, 9, 10. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. So you can see the life gain this deck has. It gets a lot of sustainability, like a lot of sustainability. Had a 4 life. Destroy. Oh, Jesus. That's what they could do, right? We can... Oh, that's a very, very nice card to pull from the top there. Should actually probably give it to this, to be honest. I didn't need to double buff this. I would have got a pop on it anyway. But it puts none on 1 life. And I'm now relying them on getting a godly top deck, shall we say. Otherwise, it's game. There we go. There we go. We got it out. So even with 2 board removals, pretty much, 2 straight up board removals, the lifelink of this deck just gives you that kind of, you can get real, you saw we sat on like 40 life nearly. You can really bump it out, and it can give you some real, real good presence going into like mid to late game. So yeah, control decks we're gonna really struggle against. But let's jump into one more game, peeps. Alex Baller. Alex Baller. Up you come, buddy. How are you feeling? Oh, so we the other way around now. We are completely on mono blue land, which I'm not going to keep, actually. The reason I'm not going to keep this one over the other one is because you can see a lot of our spells are to do with we need white. So we're going to boot that. And that's pretty tasty. That is a pretty tasty opening hand right there. We're going to put you to the bottom. So yeah, you can see in the last two games how much... Oh, that's a nice card off the top. You can see in the last two games how much the... We can struggle with card draw. So that's why we have quite a few cards that can just give us, like, Staggering Insight is a card that we need to find more often, really. So there's no point playing this on Hillhawk because it's giving lifelink to a card that's already got lifelink. So we're just going to throw Sentinel Eyes onto this instead. And swing through this to get a 2 lifelink. Rocking and rolling. Ooh. Okay, now we're starting to be like... We're actually going to play it. We are going to play it now. Only because I want to draw cards, basically. Yeah. We haven't got anything. I just want to find some land or something, basically. I don't want us to get caught out. If we get caught on 2, we're going to be in trouble. So... Yeah, this is what I mean. We're kind of screwed at the moment. We are very, very much screwed at the moment until we find the land we need. I didn't even see what that card done. This spell mechanic, target reveals their hand, exile all non-creatures, non-land cards from the player's hand and graveyard. Ooh. That's not very nice, is it? That is not very nice. I'm going to say that right now. No, I don't like that card. Do not like that card. This needs to go. Unfortunately, they got rid of our way of dealing with it. Play this now. Hopefully they can't deal with this now. This is going to be a tough matchup for us. Yeah. We're in trouble right now. There is absolutely no denying that we are in trouble right now. This will give us some life. That's a good pull off the top, to be fair. They've played Casualties of War. Like their ramp was insane. I mean, it wasn't really a ramp. It was just the fact that we just never found land. And then being able to basically bin off our hand because we couldn't play land card wasn't great. But we have got the health advantage, which because they paid a lot to get the lands out, to get their duo lands out. So yeah, not all maybe lost yet. We'll see. Yeah, we're gonna have to see. Is that My Little Pony? Am I reading that right? It is My Little Pony. I mean, I didn't even know that was a thing. Is there a kind of sponsorship deal thing? Is there like a crossover? Is Magic set in My Little Pony's universe? I'm confused. I'm actually quite confused right now. Why is there My Little Pony in it? That's tell you what. That is the card you want, but we're going to play it next turn. We're going to play this first because we want to get the poopy Pegasus out. We can take 1 more damage off this dude. Maybe they haven't got tons of cards in hand, so they're going to buff it up a little bit, but not tons, hopefully. Hopefully they can't deal with this, and we can get the pop off this as well. That would be ideal. That would be ideal. It's not going to happen. They're going to say nope. We are banishing that. So this is very much the most controlled deck we've played with this list. With the games we played today on this video. So I mean we're not playing ranked. So what I played on the previous like building this deck out, going through different iterations of it. Oh my god, it's just like everything's just going. I I came across mostly aggro, actually. A lot of people just playing aggro stuff. We need to keep hold of this, like, no matter what, in case something like this comes out. But this is going to be a really hard game for us to win now. Like, we just have no way of really getting cards. We can if we get the enchantment we need off the top. But we... Like that enchantment right there. Although, I can't play both. No. That's annoying, isn't it? Yeah, where our land has been so harsh to us this time around, we can't actually play both. Which is really annoying because it allowed us to draw cards. Yeah, we're one land short. Land hasn't been kind to us this game. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to make excuses, but I'm not going to lie. Yeah, how do we do that? We need to top deck another one of these. Simple as that. And that's not going to be it. That is not going to be it. No. No attacks. Now we have the land. So if you top deck another one of these now, that would be wonderful. Because we'll get lifelink as well from this. Devotion. This is white, so it's not going to lead into this devotion. This devotion is currently 0. Oh, it's not. No, it's 4 because it's doubled. Yeah, so it's on 2, 3, +1, 4. There we go. No blocks. Didn't do the 7 damage, champ. I'm going to be nice to you. Going to be nice to you, like. It's just really annoying. Yeah, this game's done, I think. Yeah, this game's done. Good game, buddy. All right, let's jump into... I mean, I said going into this matchup, control decks are going to be hard for us. That wasn't a straight-up control deck, but it was more control-heavy. The fact they just... I don't want to sit here and make massive excuses. They're on 9 life, and we did not find land as quick as we could have. But then once they just binned our hand off, we were always on the back foot. That was the most control matchup we've had in this video, and it was the hardest matchup we've had. Hence why we lost it. But anyway, let's jump into one more game. Okay, we're into Blutesh. I think his name was Blutesh. No blue land, but we're drawing first. We're going to keep this because we have 2 opening plays, which is always... There we go. We pull blue land off the top. Nice. This is looking pretty tasty, actually, for us, which isn't normally the case, as you guys will quite rightly know. Death Touch Afterlife 1. I've hardly played anyone who plays Afterlife. Like, as you guys know, I'm pretty new to the game. Yeah, I hardly played anyone that plays Afterlife, actually. Sacrifice an avatar creature, put this gains Death Touch, indestructible until the end of turn. So I guess I'm going to like sack off tokens to do all that jazz. They have got 1 land untapped. We're going to just let it go through. Yeah, we're fine. We have the lifelink up at the moment. That's a good draw for us because it buffs both these guys up. Yep. Okay. I mean, yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so we got land there. We're gonna steal you, chump. Auto pay. This guy here. And we're all attack. We ain't doing 2 damage, but it's chipping away. We're gaining a health back on it. We could do now with finding our Archeans. Archean would be a great top draw now. Then when we play these Disconclave. Okay, that's fair enough. It's fair enough. Can't attack with this turn anyway, so it slows them down a little bit. That will do. I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? We can flash some Spectral Sailor in at the end. We're getting them down to 9 health here. So we're kind of doing exactly what the deck is aiming to do anyway. We're playing over top of them. Yeah, so we've got 8 damage on the board next turn potentially by flashing this guy in at the end of their turn. We've got 8 damage in flying. Target player sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. You gain life equal to its power. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Just bin this off. Yeah, we're fine. Just no blocks. Yeah, we'll take the 3 damage, and we're going to flash this guy at the end. Get 6 damage through to them. That's not ideal. We're going to steal this guy again. And now they're on a 1-turn timer. They can't stop this damage coming through next turn. We win. Simple as that. We win. Simple as that. Now, can they sacrifice this? Because that's what they're basically doing. They want to kill this to rather than create the spirit token. They want to create... There we go. We have the game. We have the game, people. Magic. Magic. No pun intended. No pun intended. But yeah, that's the Azorius Flyer budget deck. That's you can see it's pretty successful. Now I would say it's like, I'd say in all seriousness, you probably, if you're playing anything up to gold, like you'd probably have pretty good success with it up to around early gold, like gold 4, maybe gold 3. After that, you're probably going to come into a lot of control stuff, and it's very much going to be match dependent. So yeah, but what we're going to do now is we're going to jump back into Deck Builder, and we're going to look at upgrades. How I would upgrade this deck, what I would do to upgrade this deck, what cards I would add in. So if you play this deck and you really like the archetype, and it can be pretty powerful. We're not talking, it's nowhere near tier 1, so it's not even a tier 2, probably not even a tier 3 deck, but it can be pretty powerful when it's fully optimized. So yeah, we're going to jump over now. We're going to talk through cards that I would add into it, what they would do, and then we'll wrap the video up. So yeah, let's jump over back into the upgrades. Okay guys, so we're back with the deck. So this is the deck we've been playing. And yeah, so you can see why this card was so important. You can see why Arcane was so important as well. Even Elite Guildmage was a really, really solid card in this list. But cards that we're missing, the most obvious one I would say that you could add in if you have it is Heliod Suncrown. This card is super, super good in this deck. So if you don't know, it's a legendary enchantment that comes out as a legendary enchantment. Until your devotion to white is 5 or more. Now that's not the main reason we play this. You could like Arcane gets you 2 devotion, so you need 1 Arcane on the board, a Daxos on the board, and then this guy on the board, and that's your devotion to 5 because their single devotion counts as well. But where Heliod comes in amazing in this deck is whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. You guys saw how quickly we gain life. You saw how quickly we're constantly gaining life. Heliod out there, you're looking at easily throwing up cards, and you can start buffing up your Arcans, and all of a sudden that's more life that's coming back. Or you can throw up buffing up your Healer Hawks, that's more life coming back, and you can start buffing stuff up, even like a Daxos. So it's just an amazing blocker every time on the board. Heliod is a card I'd put in there straight away. I'd run 3. You can see I only run 2, but I would run 3 Heliod Suncrown in this deck straight off the bat. If you own it, that's the card that I've put in there first off. Yeah, no questions asked. That goes in there. If you're looking for a sideboard card, you'd put Heliod's Intervention in there. This card, if you have it, then there's nothing wrong with putting it in there. But you destroy artifacts and enchantments. So if you're playing against a matchup where there's lots of artifacts or enchantments, then great. Or you can gain life twice, X being the mana you paid. But this would be more of a sideboard card in case you were thinking, oh, I'll play Heliod's Intervention as well. Just be careful on it. It's more of a sideboard card. Okay, next card we want to look at. Now, this card is more if you want to build into a late game deck. You saw it be played. I don't know, did we see it play against? No, we didn't see it played against this, actually. Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler is a 6 mana card. So there's a chance you might not get this card out. That's why if you build into this, if you play this card, you want to probably make the build a little bit less hungry on the low mana curve and a little bit more sustained in a gradual climb up to the 6 mana. But Dream Trawler is an incredibly good, pretty much game-winning card. Flying, lifelink. Whenever you draw a card, Dream Trawler gains +1/+1 until the end of the turn. When Dream Trawler attacks, draw a card. So basically, straight off the bat, this card is a 5/5. You draw a card at the beginning of the turn, you draw a card when it attacks. It's a 5/5 lifelink flyer. Plus, it gets buffed up along with Empyrean Eagle. It's pretty solid. What makes this card even more bonkers, is the fact that you can just discard a card and then you can give this card hexproof. Like, if they want to kill it, now I'm just going to discard a card and it's hexproof. It just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't get removed. It's a very, 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 very good card. It is more expensive, so you'd want to build into it a little bit more. If you're running the Heliod's, then you're maybe going to get a bit more sustainability anyway with your counters on your creatures. But this is a card that is definitely, if you own it, put it in this deck and build into a bit more of a late game kind of push. And this coming down on curve, like if Empyrean Eagle's on the board already, it's just like, yeah, I pretty much win. Cheers, dude. Thanks, bye. It's not very nice. It's not a very nice card. It's a great card. Okay. The next one, if you want to go down a bit more of a kind of, I can't even spell today. A bit more of a control route, then I can't spell at all. Warrant. Is it? There we go. So here, then we're looking at the duo card here from Ravnica. So for 2 mana, you can put a target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. So this is a stalling out card. This is the warrant is very much a, I'm going to slow you down. You've got a big guy there. I'm going to make you draw him next turn and spend mana again to play them again. Or for 5 mana, you can create a 4/4 white-blue Sphinx creature with flying and vigilance. Obviously, if you've got Empyrean Eagle on the board, all of a sudden it's a 5/5. So it's 5 mana, you create a 5/5 flyer with vigilance. That's pretty nutty and solidly good. So then again, like if you wanted to go down a more control route, the warrant gives you not straight up control, but it gives you a bit more like stalling them out. So this would definitely be a card I'd put in there. Probably if you're building into the Dream Trawler build, this is a card I'd put into because that would allow you to stall out so you can find the 6 land to play the Dream Trawler. Also, if you're going to go for playing cards like Dream Trawler with the 6 mana, then you're going to want to bump this land up to a 24 at least. You probably don't need to go above 24, really. But yeah. Okay, next card we're going to look at, or next card, or the last card that I would recommend putting into this deck. I can't, B-R-A-Z-E-N-B-R-A, there we go. Cool. Is Brazen Borrower. Brazen Borrower is an amazing card, okay? So he's a 3 mana, he is a mythic, he's an expensive little bugger, but for 2 land, for 2 mana, you can return target non-land permanent an opponent controls to its owner's hand. So you can play this to bump something back to the hand. Again, it's stalling them out, okay? And then it can flash in as a 3/1 flyer, and it can only block creatures with flying. So instantly, again, you flash it in at the end of your turn for 3 land or 3 mana. With Empyrean Eagle on the board already, it comes down at a 4/2. And it's got the instant ability of bumping stuff back to hand. Again, I would run 3 of these guys, to be honest. I don't know if I'd run 4 of them because you want a bit more sustainable, like 4 Archeans because you want to find these guys. If you're running the warrants as well, then you probably want to only run 2 of these maybe. But yeah, your depose, your Brazens and your warrants are going to kind of have that stall game. If you're going to build into something more like a Dream Trawler build, where that's going to be your kind of, I don't say win con, but more of your finisher going down. And obviously the final thing I can recommend, guys, to upgrade the deck is lands, straight up lands. Like if you've got any of the duo lands, guys, just put them in. Okay, so the best ones you want are these ones here, the fountains. Okay, so Hallowed Fountain is the best card for this deck because you pay 2 life and it comes in untapped. The reason this is the best, you saw how low this mana curve is. Now, Temple of Enlightenment is a great card because it allows you to scry, but when you've got such a cheap mana curve like we've got, playing this guy on like turn 2 or turn 3, playing Temple of Enlightenment on turn 2 or turn 3, when you want to be playing Empyrean Eagle, or you maybe want to be playing Transcendent Envoy, on curve. You can't, because it's putting you a turn behind because you're scrying. You could argue then you are getting a jury land, which is pretty big, pretty important. But yeah, if you've got Hello Temple, that goes in first. If you have these though, throw these in, because that's still great, especially again if you're building into that Dream Trawler build, a bit of a late game, more of a late game build. You definitely want to be putting these in, because your turn 4s, turn 5s, turn 6, you can start scrying and start fishing for that Dream Trawler if you're looking for it. Or even something like an Elite Guard Mage that allows you to draw a card, and maybe even an enchantment to throw down and give an Archean more poopy Pegasus. Poopy Pegasus. That's what this deck should be called. But yeah. Anyway, that's the video, guys. That is the video. That's everything that I have to talk about Azorius Flyers. Azorius Flyers are fun. They are fun, and they're pretty good. When they're fully optimized, they are pretty solid. They do struggle against control. Control kind of shuts them down. They're very good against aggro, because your Flyers can pretty much just block their aggro stuff, and you can just swing over the top. So they are pretty good against aggro. Most aggro matchups I go into, I end up winning. Mid-range decks, again, they can play over the top of them quite well, because they can be pretty aggressive, these guys. Control decks, you really do struggle against. You'd need to look at a sideboard for a control deck if you're playing best of 3, definitely. But control decks control matchups are always the down point for when you're playing the Azorius Flyers. But yeah, that's going to wrap up the video, guys. It's been a pleasure having you here. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you found it insightful. If you haven't followed me yet, then make sure you drop me a sub if you want to on YouTube. I will be doing these every week. I'll be bringing out a new budget list. And as I kind of get more into Magic, more understanding of Magic, I'll be bringing out other videos as well, new decks that I've come up with. I'm trying to work on an Izzet Flash deck at the moment, and I'm struggling. It's not a very good deck to build, but I kind of want to try. I'm really adamant to try and make it okay. It's just not working at the moment. But yeah, so things like that. I want to make a bit more quirky decks. Like you know where to go to find your tier 1 meta decks. I'm not really going to look into that. Yeah, I'm going to be playing those on ladder, but I want to be playing around with some weird and wonderful stuff at the same time. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you check out the links below. Aetherhub if you want to check the deck out, or TRS if you want to go see this deck in full glory on an article over there. It might not be available straight away at launch, but it will be available at some point. But anyway, guys, until next time, have a great day, morning, evening, whatever it is, where you guys are. And until then, goodbye.